Girls is one of my favorite TV shows right now. I love it because of how specifically it knows what kind of show it is. I think it gets lost in translation when creators call this show a show about real women. People hear that and they think they're saying it's a show about all women. It's about real women that do exist, but not about every woman. And it's no mistake that the show is titled Girls and not Women. The title establishes a choice toward youth, and because of that, inexperience, immaturity, and sometimes extreme arrogance. Leading to what is my favorite part of the show. Lena Dunham and the rest of the actors show their ugliest selves sometimes. Oftentimes on the show. As many times as a character gets a career opportunity or a new relationship, there's an equal amount of awkwardly real sex scenes. How Girls uses sex as a narrative device is worth mentioning. Over and over, the characters in the show put sex itself on a pedestal, rather than any emotional or physical implications of sex. And that's worth mentioning because Girls isn't explicitly a show about sex, but sex is a large part of the show. And anyone who has actually watched it can, I'm sure, firmly agree that it's not shied away from in any way, shape, or form. Girls masters painful comedy. One of the better uses of comedy is to make the rest of us not only be able to talk about, but feel okay with our very awkward existence. Dunham realizes that this generation of young adults confused about themselves shine a spotlight on how awkward our lives are, how awkward our lives feel. She says it in the first episode. She says, "I want to be the voice of my generation, or at least a voice of a generation." What I mean to say is that every episode of Girls might as well start by the actors saying, "This is me, here are my attractive parts, and here are my ugly parts." The show keeps me coming back because of scenes where two characters are talking about how much they love each other, and will end up breaking up 2 minutes later in the exact same scene. I love how impulsively written the show is. The structure gets more and more informal as the show goes on. Actors who were guest stars in Season 2 are now series regulars in Season 6. The writers defy expectations of a half-hour comedy, not for the clear purpose of being different, but to see if something different might also be true. It shows us something different. And I always appreciate art showing me something different that I don't know. Which brings me to a minor spoiler. At this point, chronologically in the series, Hannah and Adam, the characters of Lena Dunham and Adam Driver, are not together. A typical half-hour comedy would reunite them in the last episode, and it would be cliche and cheesy, and everyone would go home happy. To those sentiments, the show has said fuck it before, and I hope the writers do not reunite these two characters, saying fuck it again. Girls exemplifies that for everything in life that follows a routine, there's an equal amount that is a roller coaster, and I find that exceptionally honest and heartfelt. I hope TV gives us many more attractive, ugly, sweet, violent, rude, and impulsive characters like the characters in Girls. I may not love these characters in the traditional sense, but we have 10 episodes left with these characters, and I'm gonna miss them.